Strap yourself in,
because we're set up, switched on, and ready to go.
Yes, sir. Reading you loud and clear. Clear. The clock has started.
The clock has started.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
You are now tuned in to this week's episode of our podcast. Today we are going to interview some of the greatest and most influential minds in our field. By sharing our collective expertise, we will show you how to harness, control, and use your own skill set to achieve ultimate success and live the life you want. And now, please welcome your host.
Welcome to this week's Smallest Cast podcast. This podcast is designed for small government contractors, service providers, and manufacturers as part of the government contractor ecosystem, connecting people, organizations, and resources. This week, we've got DK. Welcome, DK.
Thank you, Nate.
And we have guests in house.
We have two guests in house.
Two guests in house. Yeah, people are looking at my dog.
That's right.
We get to bring dogs into work.
Got
That's
Nate's dog.
like one of the best things.
Wow.
Better
Yeah.
than money,
Amazing.
I think. Yeah, I know.
We dog sit now. We have dog walkers and all kinds of things.
Yeah.
Bring your dog in. We work for WAGs.
Hey, why not? Right? I mean, run the experiment.
Yeah. I'm not doing that.
Okay.
You goop in the poop.
So I did that this morning, and it was steaming because it was cold outside.
Nice.
And I almost threw up.
All right.
Anyway, so we have Mr. Russ Long here. He is the founder and CEO of Long Capture. Welcome, Russ.
Well, thanks so much for having me.
And as we mentioned, all-around good guy.
And all-around good guy.
And founder and creator of the Long Beard Balm.
Yeah.
TBD. All right. We haven't officially launched that.
He's a
We'll come up with
beard
something.
connoisseur.
Russ will come up with something. If
Yeah,
somebody
that's not the
starts
right
hitting
word.
this up, we're going to make it.
Okay, we'll make it happen.
And we get part of it, though, because he
My
was
wife-
found here first.
My wife does essential oils. We'll come up with something.
We just can't have CBD oil in it, okay? Because we are DOD contractors.
That's why
right.
it'll be the best beard balm ever. Everybody will want it.
That's
CBD
right.
oil.
Everybody.
Man, I feel really good after I use
Even
this.
those that don't have beards.
Hey, you guys want some pizza?
Okay, welcome to World
Welcome
Headquarters.
back. No,
Headquarters.
Back, yes,
Welcome
to February 22nd, 2021.
That's right.
Your last episode aired. So we are 1 year past, and
Yeah.
we've been talking about wanting to do this. You're the first person we've had back on the podcast
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
to find out how the last year went.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you want to admit that last year was an actual year due to some worldwide events that took place.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Well,
Well,
and-
now it's gone, right?
and we talked about this slightly before Russ came on. He's had a great year. So first of all, since people may not have been listening back in February 2021, Russ, why don't you tell us about Long Capture?
Yeah, we'll jump into Long Capture. So what we do is we focus on helping tech startups win contracts with the Department of Defense. So most of our clients have not ever worked with the federal government before, and certainly not the Department of Defense. So they typically have, some commercial traction or investment, something they're doing out on the commercial sector, and a technology that would also make sense crossing across that boundary and actually working with
Okay.
with the warfighter, Department of Defense.
So do you typically work? So you mentioned they typically have like a product. Is that the case, or
Yeah, very technology focused. Could be software, hardware.
so SBIR, STTR type focus then?
Yeah, so we do a lot with the SBIR program. We mostly stick to like the AFWERX open topic, for example. It's a new kind of way that they've been running their topic in the Air Force. And the reason for that is we can bring them in. The phase ones are only like $50,000, but as soon as you get that, you get sole source authority.
Right. I tell everybody that's seed money.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, the 50K is really to kind of explore if your technology is going to be a fit for the Air Force in this specific case, and broader Department of
So
Defense.
two things on that.
Yeah.
I'm going to write this down before I forget here. So AFWERX, right? I mean, I've been talking with AFWERX, Catalyst Campus,
Yeah.
these types of innovative centers, if you will, to try to talk them into doing more of those open type, right? Because all too often, I think, like Catalyst Campus, they were stuck into...
Well, they usually have a topic.
Yeah.
It's topical.
AFRL wanted a topic, which is great, but that that doesn't get to the
There's a
masses.
lot more out
right?
there.
There's so many
Yeah.
companies out there that are producing things that the government doesn't know that they need yet. And that's what I'm seeing.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can't write a topic for every problem
Yeah,
that the
yeah.
Department of Defense has. And, I mean, we've seen the Army kind of play around with something a little similar with Spartan. Navy was doing a tech accelerator type talk,
Yep.
but we haven't seen anything in 2 years from them. So I don't know. what
There's
happened.
They went
another
to
one in
that Tech
Ohio.
Bridge. I thought they went to Tech Bridge. was
Well,
the-
that's a different kind of approach. I haven't seen them use cyber dollars to my knowledge.
I thought that's what that whole focus
Well,
was.
so there's another one in
No.
Ohio called Triad. It's the Triad pitch
Oh, okay.
that it's a pay-to-play type scenario. I think
Oh,
it's I don't know, 500. I don't even remember how much. And that wasn't a lot of money, like $5,000 or something like that.
But actually, so in the NDAA language, it didn't get finalized, but in some sort of drafts that were floating around between Congress, Senate, all that, there was a version where they were going to ask the other branches to do an open type topic.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
I
nice.
don't think that ended up passing
Oh.
through.
I like the open topic, but like I said, Dennis and I, we go out a lot. We see each other. We see you out a lot. PTAC events, all the other types of things, and I've seen a lot of times where companies will come up to me and say, "Hey, I get this great product, but how do I get it to the government, right? How do I?" So they'll come to the smalls and say, "Hey, can you introduce me to the government?" I'm like, "Yeah,
So we need to send them to Russ.
exactly."
I guess that'd be okay.
I mean, really. I mean, right? So,
Yeah.
so we
Yeah.
do. We have companies like, we'll say, hey, we want to become a government contractor, period. We send them to PTAC, right? The
Yeah.
Procurement Technical Assistance Office Center that's under the Small Business Administration. They help you get set up with, your cage
yeah.
codes, your SAMs, all your government paperwork. And then we say, come back to us when you get that done, and we can help you network. But then maybe we need to start sending them to Russ.
Well,
and
I mean,
say-
PTAC is a good place to start. I mean, they help with like the registrations. We have
Right.
a free guide on our website to get like through Duns and Sam and the
Right.
SBIR. There's like 5 different websites you have to
Right.
register for before you even submit a SBIR. But PTAC's a great place. Like we don't mess around with the different like women-owned certifications, service disabled, and stuff like that. So PTAC can really help with a lot of
Right,
things.
right, and they offer classes, but then
Yeah.
maybe we need to start talking to Russ more. And then when they say, "Hey, I have a product,"
Well, that's what I get a lot. I get people that say, "Hey, I've got this great product that I invented, but how do I get the government to know that we need it?" So I started talking with the Catalyst campus, and they're like, "Well, is it PNT? Because that's what we're doing this next time, and then
Yeah,
next
right.
time we're looking at refueling in space." And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Well, it has nothing to do with
now
any
it's
of that."
data,
Well,
hybrid data.
I'll give you a perfect example. One of these companies had a great software product that kind of paused military personnel's social media sites if they
Oh.
got deployed.
Oh yeah.
And then afterwards, when they get back from deployment, they can hit a
back on.
button and it pushes everything back up. I mean, that's amazing. That's
Yeah.
If I was the military, I'd be like, yeah, let's do that. So
Yeah.
I'd rather have that than my people still be on social media while they're on tour.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I really think the open topic is the best on-ramp that we've seen to kind of get your foot in the door. And like I started talking about earlier, I think one of the best parts of the program is that you then get sole source authority.
Yeah.
And that's just, then if you can actually find a customer that's interested, a government end user, you can potentially enter into a contract with them just directly instead of going through the normal competitive process.
So you say phase 1 is typically around 50,000. What you're seeing right now?
That's the open topic specifically. If you
Okay.
look at other agencies like NSF to SBIR, their phase 1's like 250, 275.
yeah,
I
they're
think they
you
bumped it.
typically
So it just
under
depends.
hundreds of thousands of
Yeah,
dollars.
it varies.
the most. Yeah,
50K to a few $100,000 for phase 1, and then phase 2 can be 500,000 all the way up to 2 million, depending on agency and how
Right.
they're running it.
right.
And then phase 3?
because every agency, it's
No
open.
dollar limit,
No
no
limit.
dollar cap, any contract type.
Yeah.
Have you
For
seen
20 years.
anybody get a phase 3 yet?
Yeah, we've got about pushing 30 million in contracts that have been awarded and funded for phase 3.
Key,
That's
right?
good.
Funded.
Funded, yeah.
You
Yeah,
can
that's
award them all
good.
day long, but
I mean, we're working on some stuff where we can get some very large contract ceilings with even maybe just a few million in funding. So there's a lot of flexibility there. I mean, there's been some really big news articles lately too with companies winning. Like, old client of ours won a $70 million contract ceiling IDIQ. I think there's only a couple million on it at time of award, but then that's sitting there that as additional funds come up, fallout money, things like that,
Yeah.
So how does that work with you? And can we talk about business model slightly? So
Yeah,
what are options? So I'm a guy. I got this great idea. I'm gonna develop.
Thanks
water.
for clarifying that, Dennis.
I got a boy's name. I'm a boy. I got a boy's name. And,
Dude, now we are going to get hate mail.
that's Mulan.
It could
That's
it
unusual.
could be Denise. I don't know.
Mulan. That was Mulan. Anyways,
wasn't
forget
Mulan.
about it. Yes, it is. Go back and watch it with your
Okay,
daughter.
bye.
This weekend. Anyways.
Why just my daughter? Why not my sons?
Well, you could watch it with them too.
Anyway,
we're gonna get hate
move
mail
on.
now. So say I want to
Commit it down.
say I might be committed. Say I want to develop a water bottle, and I come to you and say, hey, I want to do this. What are your options for, like? I know you obviously want to sit down and have a conversation about them. Mm-hmm. And then kind of what are some of the options for us?
Yeah, if they're a good fit, again, like we're looking for commercial companies that have. Preferably, like they already got some revenues and sales on the commercial side, so they have a pretty established product. We can come in through the phase one. So the way it works is, we'll get them on a 9-month, 12-month agreement, something like that, and we do a lot of contract strategy as well as business development. And then along the way, we're trying to pick up a phase one, phase two award as well. So as we're building relationships, we want to then be able to flip to a sole source contract down the road as well.
Okay.
I've got a company for you. We'll talk right after this.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Let's
So
talk.
there's lots of opportunities. So your company. Let's talk your company real quick, because exciting news. I mean, I've been following you now for what, 2-3 years, probably at least. Known you for that long, and your company's kind of continued to grow. So tell us about the company's growth last year, because it's really, I think last year kind of
Start off by
boom.
when did you start?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Yeah, so started actually before I got out of the Air Force. It was the last couple months. Got the legal blessing. Nights, weekends. I would change in my car because we weren't allowed to go out in uniform. Have a business lunch meeting. Change
Right.
back, go back to work. So a couple months in, then started terminal leave. Started doing it full time. Really beginning of 2018.
Right.
So like 1 January 2018, moved back here to Colorado Springs, and that was like really when we started full time. Over the years, like where we really first got our traction is like I've always been interested in the sole source authority and the SBIR program.
Right.
And then about 6 months after I had started, AFWorks started doing their open topic. And then I was fortunate enough to meet Becca Decker and get involved with the accelerators at Catalyst Campus. And so a lot of kind of things just came together. And so was able to really get started at this ground, first level of this new innovation push. And so
because they started just around that same time, a little before that.
it was summer of 2018 when the open topic really started coming out. I think it was 18.2 or so. So anyways, so that's where gained a lot of traction, kind of proved ourselves that we could win phase ones, did really well there, and then brought a lot of those clients back to work on phase twos. And then from after that point, really expanded into kind of what got me interested in this in the first place, which was that sole source authority, which involved doing a lot more business development and contract strategy as well. Because I have a contracting background. That's what I did in the Air Force, and a lot of my teammates have that as well. So putting all these pieces together, basically of like, let's come in, we can still write the proposal, help them win phase ones and twos, but then move on to and actually take advantage of this like sole source authority.
Right.
Okay.
And now how big's your company? It's and you're all over the place, right?
16, 17. Yeah, we're air quotes international.
Oh, nice. You got somebody overseas
so are
now.
we.
Huh?
No, what about she's a military spouse, moved out to Japan. So
Nice.
Yeah. So that worked out. But yeah, all across the country. I'm actually the only one here.
You're global now.
Yeah, global.
We are huge.
Long capture worldwide.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, so got a couple open positions, so there's a plug for that.
Oh, what do you got? What kind of open positions do you have?
Several. We're interviewing for some additional proposal, coordinator and writer positions, capture strategist, which is our client-facing role,
Right.
and there's a marketing position that's opening.
Tech
We're going
scout.
through interviews.
Nice.
And I'm forgetting something.
No, that's good though.
So-
That's
That's
there's
really good.
opportunities there.
Just visit our website, www.longcapture.com.
Yeah, well, we were going to get there too. I have
Okay,
that right here.
thanks. I
So
appreciate
contact. See, that's right here in my note.
That's right.
That's right. So who are you talked about kind of the type of customer large, but is there a kind of a focus for technology that you're looking at, or is it open?
We're fairly agnostic. Really, going through the sales process, just taking a look at. At this point, we've worked with over 350 different tech companies. So we got a pretty good feel of what technologies we think there's interest in, and what, unfortunately there's some really great technologies that DoD talks about, but they're just not really ready for it.
They say they want it, but they don't want it.
They don't know what to do with it.
They don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
Or I probably they also don't know really how to pay for it, maybe?
Yeah. That's part of it too.
Yeah.
I mean, software, commercial practices, software as a service, any federal customers having a really hard time like figuring that piece out. They don't like to buy it that same way.
Well, yeah. Well, that's always been a problem, right? And it seems like the whole world has gone to that
right?
mode because they can make more money on it.
Yeah, it says the service.
Yeah, as a service. I'm like, what does that mean? It really means that you're going to pay every single month for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
If you want to keep your software going.
Hey, but they keep rolling out updates and changes.
So what about water bottles? I was kidding. No, seriously. So
do you have a water bottle?
No,
we have a company.
We have a company.
Though, for you. Seriously,
okay.
100% serious.
That's cool.
They approached us, wanted to get. They were on a podcast.
Water's first multi-tool.
Yeah, they want to sell this to soldiers.
You were telling me about this at the smalls.
Model Outdoors.
Modeloutdoors.com.
MODL outdoors.com.
Yeah.
But that
they have good
the
product.
social media one, I've heard of a similar use case. I mean, that could be pretty interesting, I think, for a lot of our members that are getting deployed as well. So
those types of things, right? That you don't think of military, right? You don't think, just like him, the water bottle thing. When I brought them to the smalls, he's like, why would we do them on a podcast? I'm like,
what's that going to do with DOD?
They want to sell to the DOD. I'm like, well, he's like, well, yeah, I guess that's perfect then.
They're part of the ecosystem, right? It's not just the normal things.
Contracting, A&AS.
The example I always give is a lot of companies, especially very commercially focused, maybe they're Silicon Valley, like they just haven't had that interaction with any military members. They don't understand that most, at least Air Force bases, have a golf course.
Right.
They have a gym. They have a cafeteria.
All Air Force bases.
So...
And even if there's not, they'll make one.
That's right. Well, I heard, I don't know if this is true, so I probably shouldn't say it, but I heard back in the day they would build the golf course first because then if they ran out of money, you can always ask for more money for a
runway.
A runway, but you can't go back and ask for more money.
I've heard that my entire life.
That doesn't surprise me.
Housing and a golf course always in a gym. And then they're like, oh, we forgot. We don't have the runway done yet. Or we don't have any money for the runway. We need.
And then they have to spend money on
that's the model we're missing.
How many blades of grass per square inch there are when you have to replace grass. Trust me.
That's right.
I got yelled at for that.
We talked about that.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So, there's all kinds of technologies. I mean, it could be scheduling. It could be, landscaping and monitoring.
Just
all kinds.
So have you had luck with other kind of techs like that? I mean, or is it mostly kind of really what you think the tech they're looking for? Or have you had any that are like, this is kind of weird, like, for the doggy trainers, there was some new training thing that they had. I mean, you know what I mean? Have you had anything that's strange, or are most of them kind of within the normal bucket?
I'm trying to think of our weirdest one. I probably shouldn't say weitypest one.
Yeah, but not traditional. Well, it can be just not to name them, just the
not
tech.
A&AS, not R&D, not typical
normal,
R&D.
like you said, scheduling, space control. You know what I mean? Is there something that's been like strange, not strange, but just different outside the box?
I'll tell you one that I'm pretty interested in. I haven't worked with them, but it's like social media monitoring.
It's your dog.
My dog's scratching.
What? Thanks for covering for me.
Little dog bells.
Fleas, I guess. I don't know.
My leg's really itchy.
Hey, I heard a bell. I don't know what that's all about.
So
why are you wearing bells, Russ?
Like social media monitoring. I've heard of some that are like.
I think that's actually very applicable. But yeah, it probably wouldn't be normally
like looking
something.
at trends. You know, it'll come to me later.
Well, social media monitoring, that's really in the Intel side for what they call it, OSINT, open source intelligence. That's probably, pretty good thing to have. But yeah, I don't know, just curious because I don't know.
Let's let him think about it. Let's go to a quick break.
Okay.
And when we get back, we got some more questions.
Yeah. Okay, break.
Puebloplex is located east of the Pueblo Airport Industrial Park. As a designated state authority, Puebloplex is responsible for implementing the reuse of the Pueblo Chemical Depot's 3 million square feet of buildings and over 23,000 acres of land. Implementations of the redevelopment plan include seeking companies to continue to generate economic development within southeastern Colorado. Puebloplex currently has tenants conducting manufacturing, warehousing, and distribution operations, and railcar storage and maintenance, in addition to serving numerous business and personal storage tenants. For a detailed look and updated information, visit puebloplex.com. Welcome back to this week's Small Cast Podcast. This week we have Mr. Russ Long from Long Capture. Welcome back.
Oh, thanks.
And long beard.
And let's see.
You're gonna try to make that happen, aren't you?
Ooh,
Yes,
and you can put it in
a
a
new
long
product.
container. There you go. See, I'm marketing too. I'm like, I can do everything for you, man.
You know, and the thing is,
It
we're
won't
looking
go
for new-
anywhere, but-
We're looking for open mic, open products. There's one that we could, because the Air Force needs beard balm,
Well, apparently nowadays you can have long hair, you can
That's right.
ponytails,
Ponytails.
whatever.
ponytails.
It's a different military now.
I'm surprised we don't
hey,
have beards
so
yet.
before we get yeah, what I don't
The
get
Navy did for. I think the
Well,
Navy
for
can.
special forces they do SF,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. There
Soft
you go.
guys.
We could
think
we
it's-
could market to
yeah,
the soft
I think
guys.
Explain what soft is again.
Special Operations Forces.
So soft. I always thought he was saying soft.
Yeah,
And I'm like, well,
the
they're the soft guys, and
We're
he's like,
a
yeah, they're
little-
the Air Force guys. And I'm like, dude, that, you can't say that.
Hey, I'm right here.
It means they ran out of high-end coffee in the shop.
That's right.
Their remote didn't work anymore.
And then he's like, no, it's SOF, S-O-F. I'm like, well, why don't you say that then? I don't know, this is weird.
Yeah, all the acronyms.
It's an Army thing,
Yeah.
guy.
It is.
Yeah.
Anyway, so before we get started,
All right.
the address, your website address is www.longcapture.com, right?
Thank you, sir. Yeah, that's
Okay.
right. That's it.
So I did want to slightly shift gears. So I know you're doing other. We talked about a podcast. You're not doing a podcast yet. We're probably gonna help you do that. But,
Okay.
but we did talk about. I know you've done some workshops. You do your normal consulting thing as well. What else are you doing as part of your company?
Yeah, so I mean, something we're trying to focus on right now, and I mean, we've always tried to put out good content. My goal is to bring down barriers here. There's plenty, you know, and so I can talk until I'm blue in the face and share all kinds of information, and there's still just a million other barriers. So we're always trying to put out good content that help people understand a little bit more about how, the federal government does business, how the normal processes work, what some of the different on-ramps are. Obviously, we're biased towards Cyber and Sole Source, and so
And by putting out good content, he does have an amazing newsletter.
thank you.
I get it, so I read it, actually.
that.
So
I do too.
Yeah, I'll take that back to the marketing team. But yeah, so we've been doing that. Haven't been as consistent, but we'll get back to doing a couple webinars, at least like quarterly. We'd have just like open to the public, like let's talk through some
Right.
different programs and run through.
We could do
if
that
they're
with the
a good fit.
smalls even.
Oh yeah, I'd love to do that.
I like how I like. Did you see what he said?
Huh.
I'm going to take that back to the marketing team.
That's right. He's just
Hey, Dennis,
punting.
I'm going to take something back to the marketing team. Here you go, Dennis. Hey, you should talk to our producers for the podcast. Hey, that's me.
Well, he's probably got the same deal. This is probably his wife.
Hey,
3 kids. Do you have kids?
Hey, honey.
yeah, I got a 19-month-old.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
Yeah. And he's got kids and a 19-year-old.
So he's got a he's got a
19-month-old.
he's got a 19-month-old doing his marketing.
right.
That's what I heard him say.
What do you think?
you
Gaga. No.
this turned into a nice compliment for my marketing team, and then I'm gonna say like, but don't listen to the episode. They go on to insult you.
Not insult. We're just insinuating that you are making your 19-month-old kid work. I don't know. Hey, lots of countries do that. Okay. Nike. Wait, Nike could probably
Boy,
shut us
he's-
down.
he's
I
really
love
going
Nike.
off the
You
now.
two you're gaming to get some freaking It's a hate mail.
They say all PR is good PR, right? Okay, sorry. Back on topic. Longcapture.com.
There we go.
Webinars and blogs and
Yeah,
stuff.
but
Yeah,
no.
stuff.
So we should kind of collaborate on that though. That's probably
Would love
we
to.
could help you do that.
Yeah.
And so, are you doing anything right now? So you said you're doing the open. I want to keep on calling it open mic. It's not open mic.
Open topic.
Open
topic.
topic.
Yeah.
When's the next one of those coming up?
April 20th.
Oh, so like real soon.
Yeah, they do 3 rounds a year. AFWorks hasn't been as consistent the last couple rounds, but we are expecting to see a phase 1 or direct to phase 2 or both.
So, what's the qualifications?
Good question. Less than 500 employees, U.S. based, which we get into those conversations quite a bit with investment folks if they've raised. It gets really hairy if you start to have multiple investors and they have more than 50%
so that really matters
Yes.
for when you're doing the SBIR. You have to do the whole financial and business background.
we go through those questions
review.
kind of when we're talking through, and
I didn't know that.
every once in a while, like there's some that have raised 50, 100 million. It's like, okay, we definitely need to talk about who has ownership and
Right.
how much are the U.S. citizens and things like that. So, but those are the big kind of couple check marks.
So, and then open topic. It could be, could it be a, not necessarily a single product, for example, a water bottle. Could it be more of a how-to, like a cultural aspect and how you do your business?
Not as much.
Like a process.
Right now, I'd say maybe a couple years ago you might have been able to get away with it, but
There's something I want to talk to you about afterwards. We'll chat.
It's so tech.
And what I'll say, for the open topic, well, it just depends on the stage of the technology too, because there's other programs like NSF, National Science Foundation, that I think are much more friendly and open to earlier stage technologies. Like, hey, I got a really great idea. I've got the background to do it. Here's how I want to build it out.
So that brings up a good topic. So if I have a product that's not Air Force, Space Force kind of related that I think would can I come to you and go, hey, I want to do something with Department of Energy or Department of Education, or would you be willing to go that space too? Or
For us, no. And that's just, no.
Okay.
We're just very focused, and we're trying to be the best at this one thing.
Okay.
Niche.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So specifically for Air Force / Space Force, right?
Yeah, we can branch into other branches.
Army
See
or
what I did
whatever. So
there?
DOD,
Yeah.
Department of Defense.
DOD, but Air Force and Space Force is really our on-ramp because they have the open topic.
Yeah, they have opened up.
So that's our first step.
Okay.
Usually looking at those customers first. A lot of my guys and gals are Air Force veterans, so a lot of relationships there as well.
Okay.
And so if I want to get 20 April, am I too late?
Dude, good question. So always, got to plan ahead.
Yeah.
Really,
I could
we're
maybe.
prepping for it now.
Yeah.
That's the short answer.
So how far out is typically how far out would you like us to engage? So we got to kind of follow when those are coming up, or get with you to find out when's the next window. So maybe we work towards the next window if it's too close, right?
Like with my clients, we're prepping now, trying to find a fit, make and open those doors and start those relationships. And that just, I think, sets us up to be more successful when the round actually happens.
And are you going to be at the, I don't want to put you on the spot, on Catalyst campus on the 17th?
I don't know.
Do you go to their, they start
calendar.
doing a monthly happy hour, the happiest hour.
Oh, yes. I signed up for yours.
Okay.
Did you sign up for mine?
I did. You have a happy hour coming?
Now you're on the spot.
Do you have a happy hour coming?
April 14th.
Oh, well,
Mark
we'll
your
be there.
calendars, ladies and gentlemen.
What's your happy hour?
What do you mean? It's a place where we'll have drinks.
No, I know. Oh my God.
Well,
What's a
let me
happy
tell
hour?
you,
No,
Army guy.
Where is it? And is
We
it
have
at Catalyst?
cocktails.
Yeah, so
it's
we're-
one of the Catalyst ones.
Yes, we're one of the sponsors.
Yeah.
One of the sponsors for this accelerator this
Okay.
year. Yeah.
Okay. Now we're.
So we get some booze as part of that deal.
There,
Hey,
there you go.
that's the kind of
Okay.
partnership I'm
April
looking for.
14th.
yes.
What day of the week is that?
It's a Thursday. They're doing them on Thursday.
Yeah. You're right.
So March 17th.
So
We the Smiles are co-hosting with Catalyst Campus for their current cohort accelerator,
Right.
which is I think hybrid data. I think is the topic,
Right.
and then the next one will be April 14th with Long Capture as the
right.
co-host.
Yeah.
So there you go.
If
So
if
your
we
next
get
2
a bigger
months.
turnout, I'm gonna definitely
Oh boy.
brag about.
Oh boy.
that.
Now it's on.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna have to start pushing the marketing.
Yeah.
So we
I'll
need to
talk
make
to
sure
my
this gets
people.
out like.
You keep saying that. We keep recording these things. You're like, hey, you got to do this one. You got to do this.
Yeah.
I don't know which one.
Put 'em all
I have
out
to
at
find
one
out.
time.
What am I doing next week?
Not
We'll
this
talk.
one because it's gonna be the one before April.
I like that.
April 14th.
But
Don't you mean
I'm-
we have to get this out by?
April 14th.
You're
Before
right,
the week
yeah.
before April 14th.
That's
at
right.
least.
So I'm down at Catalyst all the time. We're doing some support of their accelerators.
Okay.
Talking about like what we're
So
talking
you're
about.
a Sherpa?
Yeah, I guess mentor, Sherpa. What are they?
Oh, so you are
calling
supporting
these
them
days?
officially. Okay, I was gonna go there too. Okay.
Because of the beard.
Yeah.
I'm just
Sherpa.
pondering here.
Yeah. So so you support them, and then you also have, if people want to get a hold of you, go to the website. And are you physically anywhere else where they can see you, meet you?
No, just the internets.
The internets.
LinkedIn.
Yes.
Yeah, very.
Seen him a lot
again,
on LinkedIn.
Yeah, pretty active on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
And then
And LinkedIn just Russ Long, or is it Long Capture?
Russell Long. And we do have a
Russell.
company page.
Yeah.
Okay.
But company pages on LinkedIn, they're just. Anyways, don't have to go down that rabbit hole.
Well,
Let's
to
talk
be
about
honest,
that.
though, no, I
It's-
see those. So if you're like me and you follow it,
Yeah.
I see them.
See it a bit more.
The thing I don't like about a lot of social media is it's kind of always rolling, right? So if you don't kind of go backwards, Twitter on my feed, anyways, on my phone, goes the other way. It'll be where I last left off, and then you have to scroll up to get to the current date. On LinkedIn, it's always moving.
It's just new.
It's
Yeah.
always scrolling. And so, like, if you put something on there, I wanted to talk to them about that actually because
Oh, you're gonna give him a call?
yeah, because no, seriously, I'm going to because I'm on there quite a bit, and like
Yeah.
if you don't by
Every time
chance,
you refresh, it's just
yeah, if you don't by
Yep.
chance see your page when you post it, I don't see it,
true.
and then I miss it, right?
Yeah. Well, but that's why it's nice for people to repost things.
Yes.
Right? I
Yeah.
typically don't get to see the
Yes.
first time it's posted. I get reposts, but
Yeah.
I am waiting for somebody on the podcast to tell me, yeah, we've got LinkedIn, we've got Twitter, we got Facebook, we've got an OnlyFans page, and
That's just too Nate.
it's just,
Hey, so how do we get your newsletter
Nice-
from the
nice
website?
recovery.
It is.
well,
Well,
yeah,
I'm
you
tr-
can sign up on our website.
for the newsletter.
Yep.
Okay, because I think that's good. And then I want to also with the smalls. I posted your event several times when you had things, so we need to get back on that too.
Yeah,
Russ, get you back onto the
get them on the
having
website.
things. Yeah,
That's right.
Let people go directly to it,
Yep, we can help with that too.
to us.
So in our so this is going to go on YouTube, so we'll have the links and all that to your stuff too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. Anything else? You have more
Oh,
questions?
we can do that marketing thing with the long balm, too. Anyway,
Like on the
Long
website.
beard balm.
yeah.
Yeah, you gotta be careful.
That's right. Might be patented already.
Oh,
You have to
think
follow
about
that. Did you know we looked at what was the one we were looking at? Yankees, Western Yankees, and you
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I know it's okay, it's okay. But we were looking at the name Western Yankees.
None of us really do ever.
And you can't
Smile and nod.
and you can't use Yankees
Oh, I bet.
because the Yankees have like taken all the names. Anything that has to do with kind of
Great.
Yankees.
Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on.
What's
Dang
happening?
it. Now we got a problem.
What?
Because you keep saying the Western. Because I can't say that now.
What?
You just said it. We can't say it on the radio,
Oh,
probably.
you can say it. You can't use it.
No.
You can't use the name. You can't
Okay.
patent. You can't get the
don't know.
patent.
Oh, look at me.
That was weird, strange.
If we get sued, it's your name on it.
Yeah. I'm down with long beard. The dog's gonna come jumping on us.
She's waiting to get out.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, anything
this was
else?
a rough one, Nate.
No, I don't know.
Well, thank you for coming on today.
Yeah. Thanks for showing up late. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, whoa, whoa.
No, and
They didn't
and,
have to know.
Yeah, and yeah, he doesn't show up for things normally late. Anyways,
So we walked around the building. He's like, yeah, Russ, it's going to be a little bit late. I'm like, okay, whatever. There's no big deal. We're here all day. And he's like, yeah, it's, he said he got out of a meeting late. I'm like, yeah, he owns his own business. He probably just woke up late or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be.
But then we're like, yeah, no.
nap.
When you own your own business, you work like
Yeah.
no less than 80 hours a week, and
yeah,
that's a lot.
it's
a lot.
always right.
It's a lot.
Yeah, I bet it is a lot. So, well, anyways, thank you, Russ, for being
Yes.
on. And again, if people want to get a hold of Russ, it's longcapture.com.
That's right.
www.longcapture.com.
Yes, and we will help you also get a hold of Russ. And sounds like he's got a pretty good track record going on, so we'd like to help him continue that track record
Well, thank you, sir.
and continue to work with you on that. And thanks for being back, our first return guest.
Repeat customer.
That's right.
Repeat.
2022, and may this year be the best one yet, Russ.
Yeah, every year get better and better.
That's right.
Yeah, we need
Well, thanks
some
so
more.
much.
Yeah,
And
thank
we're
you.
going to come drinking with you.
There we
Yeah,
go.
on the March 17th and April 14th.
That's right. You got it.
There you
All
go.
right.
Okay. Well, been good. We'll be back with you guys again next week. Just Nate signing off.
Later.
Thanks for listening.
You've reached the end of another episode of the Smallscast podcast. Connect with us at thesmalls.org. Don't forget to sign up to our newsletter to receive our free materials. See you at the next episode.
See you at the next episode.